Welcome back. Let's get a few remaining reasons why ancient Rome fell. We spoke about number 4 in the first video, the overexpansion and overspending on the military. The United States, in comparison, led the rankings of countries with the highest military spending in 2020, with 778 billion US dollars dedicated to the military. That constituted 39% of the total military spending worldwide that year, which amounted to 1.98 trillion US dollars. Enough said. Number 5 is government corruption and political instability. The rebels who forced their way into the Capitol building in January of 2021, they did not do that because there is no government corruption. It is not because the climate is politically stable. They did so because of perceived corruption and instability. Number 6 was the arrival of the Huns' invasion of Europe and the migration of the barbarian tribes for ancient Rome. We'd have to think of immigration in this sense. Immigration, particularly of people from Mexico and other nations coming into the US seeking asylum, these types of things can tip the scale. 7, the weakening of the Roman legions or military was another blow to the fall of ancient Rome. If the Taliban today can cause the United States to run out of their country with their tails between their legs, then you know the world's most powerful military is getting old or sloppy. It's just life. Sometimes you can't fight like you used to. There's a new dog on the horizon. Rome felt this, and right now, so is the United States of America. The last reason Rome fell was that it lost its sense of morality. The Christian values they carried began to subside. While Christianity has many sects and groups, at the core of Christianity, at the core of Islam, at the core of Judaism, Buddhism, and most spiritually enlightening religions are the act of love, kindness, and compassion. Even if one is not keeping the feast days of their creator or God, they may have charity, care, love, mercy, and compassion for all people in their hearts. They have this based on the core tenets of their religious and spiritual beliefs, especially if they were raised by mama and them and with a pops with a good leather belt. However, if morality goes, then they have no problem stabbing someone in the back to get the job. They have no problem turning a blind eye to the oppression of another group of people. People don't love their neighbor as they love themselves, and Christ's prophecy has come true. The love of many people will wax cold. Evil imaginations prevail in such a society. Everyone does what is right in their own eyes. And a nation that called other nations barbaric becomes themselves barbaric. These are the reasons why ancient Rome fell. And these will be the same reasons for Babylon is fallen. It is fallen. All of this is connected to the vision of the end and the abomination of desolation, or as we should call it in this generation, the abominations of desolations. In addition to SpaceX rebellious missions, other abominations are taking place at hyper speeds. The oppression of Judah and Israel has increased exponentially, with senseless police attacks primarily in the US, but we presume the same attacks takes place in other nations that seemingly have less media coverage. The oppression and the disparity in unjust weights has become so apparent that the blindest of men have begun to see it plainly. There have been so many cases of police brutality at the expense of innocent, quote unquote, black motorists brought to light in the last 2 decades that it is appalling to even the most socially unaware people in the world. This list is notable from the high-profile executions of the princes Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and Tamir Rice, and the infamous Eric Garner, who transitioned stating, "I can't breathe." The oppression and atrocities and the degree of the lack of justice further the affliction. George Floyd's death triggered a tsunami of events such as the upheaval of racial injustice around the world. It took the Pandy Bear shutdowns off the news for weeks.